All right, yeah. So right now, Shane and his opponent Kingmaker are just rolling up their. They're just rolling off for deployment right now. For Kingmaker's list, it looks like he has got a Lichguard Zealot, a Immortal Leader, a couple Necron Warriors, a Deathmark Sniper spec, uh, three Flayed Ones, and then for Shane's list, he's got a Commando Boss Knob Veteran, Knob, a Combat Specialist Knob with a Kill Saw, a Gretchen Leader, and a Boss Knob with a Combi Scorcha demo spec. This is, I believe it's 4B, mission 4B out of the LVO packet. Yeah. All right. I do not know what each player has selected for their secondaries, um, but I'm sure those will be revealed as the game goes on. Hopefully, unless it just goes super sideways and neither of them start scoring their secondaries. So I'm going to go and get back into their game audio, hear what they're saying. Yeah, I'm live right now. Yeah, I went down your both of your rosters for the most part. Yeah, because right now I'm on push to talk, so I'm just doing live commentary basically. Um, that way I can like say things like, "Oh, I like that move," or "Oh, I don't like that move," but you guys won't be able to hear me, so I'm not interfering in your game. So Shane here has one deployment. Um, Looks like Kingmaker has put three of his flayed ones into reserves, and Shane has put his demo knob into reserve. Kingmaker's put down his Immortal Leader right on the line with a Necron Warrior. These are all Novokh Dynasty. Novokh Dynasty Necrons. Um, and it's a pretty unconventional list. Me and Shane were looking at this earlier, and because it's Novokh, they're getting the reroll wound rolls. So I mean, it's great for the flayed ones, but there is a lot of shooting in this list. With the Immortal and the Warriors, maybe they're just sort of backline objective holders. And he's also brought a Deathmark Sniper, which, if you've listened to our Necron deep dive, you will know how much Shane and I do not think that they're a very competitive choice. But we'll see how it pans out here. I'm sure Kingmaker has some surprises that we haven't thought of yet. Yeah, I have a strong suspicion that these flayed ones, they're going to come down from reserves onto the center objective or in his backfield. And then these warriors and immortals, they're just going to sit on this objective and just shoot at the orcs as they come up the field. Shane's leader is in the backfield here. Just a Gretchen. Nothing special there. And he's got his Commando Boss Knob Vet on the line, along with those knobs and his knob combat specialist. All right, Shane's doing the adaptive tactics veteran tactic here. Kingmaker is just finishing up selection for his secondary objectives. That is not that great of an advance. Still 7-inch move before the game even starts. So I mean, he's already halfway up the field, puts him well within charge distance between the warriors and the immortals. And yeah, when you're re-rolling with orcs, I fully expect this guy to be getting into combat with these two. Ooh, so looks like Shane's going to lose initiative here. I mean, obviously, in Kill Team, you always want to lose turn 1 initiative. That way you can react to whatever your opponent is doing. Because with the alternating deployment, there's no real like alpha strike potential in this game like there is in Big 40k. So, yeah, that's a good initiative roll. His commando boss not being up this far, though, is kind of risky because I can see now the Necron warrior charging into him and just tying him down turn 1. Because this is only a... What do we got here? Yeah, like a 7-inch charge. So I can see that Novokh warrior, or that Necron warrior, getting tied up with the commando boss knob right now. And yeah, he's not going to sacrifice his leader to get in there. So this guy will probably charge into the commando boss knob. Leader will just stay on the point. Alright, so Kingmaker has 1 turn 1 initiative. So let's see what he does here. He's measuring charge distances. I think he might not actually be... He's very concerned about this commando boss knob. Kingmaker is the red player, Shane is the blue player here. I don't think he's going to charge here. I think he's going to... Alright, so he's advancing his regular Lich Guard. So advances a full 6 inches. The Zealot Lich Guard is also advancing. That's a big old advance right there. It's going to be a full 11, I believe. And he's just going to get him on that center objective. Yeah, so he's going to make the charge somewhat difficult for Shane here. Going to be needing about, looks like an 8 or a 9 in order to make that charge. Closer to an 8. But he does have that 2 CP just sitting in the back, so even if either of these knobs charge this Zealot, even though he's not charging, he's still not a slouch in combat. So I can see him decisive striking here if he were to get charged by either of Shane's knobs. Kingmaker considering what he wants to do over here with the commando boss knob, his immortal, and the Necron. I don't think he's thinking of charging. I think he's thinking about falling back. So yeah, just so everyone knows what's going on here, I'm in the Discord channel with them, so I can hear what the players are saying, but they can't hear me because I'm on push to talk. So I'm just doing the live commentary. That way, uh, my insights into the game as they happen live are not going to affect the game in any way. All right. So super interesting. He's decided to ready up both of these models. All right, so Shane now is having his commando boss knob charge the leader. Leader's going to fire Overwatch. He's hoping for a 6 here. I really don't agree with the readying him up. Almost got that 6 up. Yeah, Shane is targeted just the leader, so it might be a little bit difficult. All right, he's got a 9, so he's able to get in there on that point and be in close combat with that leader. That was big for Shane, because now he's stuck in. He doesn't need to worry about that model getting shot, and he's already right on top of the Necron leader. He's advancing the knob on the left. 8 inches will get him right on the point. And now the reason he's doing that is because this Lich card does not have any shooting attacks. So he can just contest that point for free. He doesn't even have to get stuck in combat. And then he has also advanced with this model. So now he controls this point without risking any of his models to being killed by that Lich guard. So he does have to worry about this death guard. Or sorry, this Deathmark sniper. But I mean, Deathmark snipers, they don't have that great a weapon. It can inflict a mortal wound, but remember these knobs, they got 2 wounds. So even if, and it's only a strength 4 weapon, there's no AP on it, and it's only 1 damage. So yeah, I would have brought more flayed ones instead of bringing excuse me, that death mark with the rifle there. He's moved up his combat behind the tower here, so he's safe from shooting from that Necron warrior, from the immortal. Kind of exposed to the Deathmark sniper. I keep wanting to say Deathwatch. Then he is on that point. So this guy here, we're probably going to expect a turn 2 charge onto the Lich card. All right, so now it's the end of the movement phase. Shane's moved all the models he's wanted to move. Kingmaker now is measuring out, trying to deep strike his flayed ones. So Shane may have accidentally done a pretty good job of so he's using the Necron deep strike tactic for 1 CP to bring in all 3 of the. Whoa, that is very close. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so when he brings these models in, they do need to be outside of 5 inches from enemy models. So let's just make sure that's happening. That is, yeah, he's still in. It's gonna be very difficult. I don't. So he's managed to get his flayed one into the backfield, dropping in the second one. He's dropping the third one in kind of in his own backfield. That's a smart idea. I think shoring up this backfield right here. Making sure that he's 5 inches away, just so that he'll be able to counter charge, and that way, because I can see the commando boss now killing the leader and then consolidating into the warrior. And Shane has countered, bringing in his demo boy. Oh my gosh. All right, so what Shane has done here is he's brought in his demo spec with the Scorcha 5 inches away from his 2 flayed ones, and he's done it outside of, he's done it in his own deployment zone. And when you do that, it doesn't cost you any CP to set up a model from reserve in your own deployment zone. So that's a huge counterplay here from Shane. Yeah, with the Scorcher, he might be, and it's a demo spec too. So let's do the math here. Scorch is a combi weapon with Scorcha. Yeah, Assault 6, it's Strength 5 against Toughness 4. So already wounding on 3s. And then because he's a demo spec and these models are obscured by the chest sear, that means that he's going to be firing D6 shots into both these models, and they're going to be wounding on 2s. Pretty sure there's AP on that as well. Yeah, AP -1, so these guys are going to have to be making 5-up saves. That's really rough. It's only a 1 damage weapon too, so that's really good against Necrons with the reanimation protocols. Yeah, that's a huge play. So right now the Necron Warrior is going to be shooting at these, or at that knob. Oh, so 2 shots hitting on 4s. That's 1 hit. Strength 4, toughness 4. So looking for a 4. Does not get it. So that's his ready shooting done. So he's going to take a shot at the obscured knob right here. Both misses. All right, so Shane is now okay. All right, so Shane gets 5 shots. So all right, so Shane's doing something interesting here. Not really sure why he's doing this. This could be a mistake here. Oh my god, look at that wound roll. Yeah, so these are all wounds, but he's declared the flayed one that's closest to him as the primary target, but he hasn't allocated any of the other shots into the other flayed one. So all these shots are going into a single flayed one right now. All right, yeah, so that's a flesh wound onto only one of the onto one of the flayed ones right there. I think that's a pretty big missed opportunity. Yeah, he's just now realizing that he should have split those shots. Yeah, he could have smoked both those guys, and that's a big mistake there. All right, All right, so now the Grot is shooting at the one with the flesh wound. Does not hit. I'm going to try to set up this picture-in-picture as close as possible now. Shane is tag re-rolling something here. He just tag re-rolled a wound roll. Yeah, this picture-in-picture is not working out. There's an immortal fighting? Oh, yeah. So all that die rolling that just happened now was the commando boss knob going into the leader, and he just completely whiffed. So now the immortal's going to fight back. He's using Shane's rollbox for some reason. The wound roll does not go through. So that was the whole round. Yeah, no one died. There was one guy with a flesh wound, and with their Necron like base 10 leadership, there's no way that model can shake, so no morale phase. Shane scores hold more. And he's going to score hold 1. No one gets kill 1 or kill more. And then not sure if any of them have scored secondaries yet. Ooh, okay, so Kingmaker took proximity alert, and he definitely scores it with those two Necrons staying alive close in with that. Yeah, thanks, Fiddle Around. I had some current concerns about it earlier. I did a test stream. I did a test run a couple days ago, and it was the laggiest time of my life. So, but it's looking good. So we're streaming right now. Hopefully, it'll keep up, and we won't have any issues. Yeah. So for proximity alert, at the end of the battle round, score a victory point if there is any enemy model within 2 inches of 2 or more models other than your shaken models from your kill team. I think that's a really good secondary choice for Necrons, especially against Orks here, because you already know that Orks, their whole thing is just chop. It's just crumping. So you fully expect the Ork models to be in close proximity because they want to get up in your face, and Necrons can bring enough bodies to make that almost a sure thing. I believe they've rolled off for initiative here, and it's looked like Shane has won turn 2 initiative, which is really good for Shane. He's going to be able to get charges off here, probably a charge coming around here into the Lich Guard. Not sure if that knob is going to stay on there. I think Shane could go pretty aggro here and have that knob. Just have these two charge into the Lich Guard. He's I think they might be having the flayed one charge into the demo spec. I don't know why they're measuring that out. Oh, Shane is charging. Shane has charged both of those flayed ones with his boss knob. And he does have a big chopper, so, nothing to sneeze at. Strength +2, so that brings him to strength 7. So against these guys, toughness 4. It's going to be wounding on 3s. Pretty good charge there. Ties down those Necrons and keeps the Gretchen leader safe. And also these guys won't be able to flank around, charge into these knobs, or charge into the knob on this point, or threaten that objective as well. Now he's having the Commando Knob charge into the Lichguard Zealot, so that is denying the Zealot his charge bonus. Does open him up to a basically a flank here from this Lichguard Warrior, but I don't think he's really worried about that. He does have that 2 CP. So, yeah, and he's also got all these models that, you know, with re-rolling Ork charges, they could get all the way around and charge. Oh, and so he's had the other Ork charge all the way around here and charge into that Lichguard, locking him down. So Shane will definitely control this objective at the end of the round. A lot of good movement from Shane here. He's essentially nullifying all of the Necron shooting. Right now he's having the Knob charge into that Zealot. Rolls a 3 on the charge, and that's what he needed. So now that Deathmark isn't going to be able to snipe out either of these guys. Right now this Deathmark has no targets. This Knob looks like he's going to be charging as well. Yeah. That is a charge of 8. I don't think that will get him in combat. Oh, he declared on that model as well. So yeah, he's going to be able to get... So he's declared like a bunch of charges here. He's declared against these guys, against this one, and these 2 Necrons over here. So he could just basically go anywhere and get stuck in, protect his model from any of the Necron shooting, shut down Necron shooting essentially. Right now, all of Shane's models are either in combat or they are out of line of sight from any of Kingmaker's shooting attacks. So yeah, if you're looking for a way to shut down any sort of shooting factions, like I know Imperial Guard, AdMech are really good at shooting, but something that I've found is, speaking personally, is just getting units stuck in combat get all your units stuck in combat, because in Kill Team you can't shoot into combat going on, into close quarters combat. So it's like if you're up against a shooty faction and all they can do is shoot, really, or at least that's one of their biggest strengths, you can just nullify that by getting a bunch of big boys stuck in combat. Kingmaker has fallen back with his Immortal Leader. Very good move. Now we're probably going to see the Flayed One charge in or the Necron Warrior charge in. He's got Novokh, so I mean, like, look. These Necron Warriors are Strength 4 against Toughness 4, but they're re-rolling their wound rolls because of that Novokh Dynasty trait. Someone has made a save here. I think Shane just made one of his 6-up Snakebite saves. Oh no, he was firing Overwatch. And the Flayed One gets stuck in with the Commando Boss Knob. Kingmaker's thinking about it. Yeah, he's in the tank right now. Decision. He's charging his Necron Warrior into the Commando. 5-inch charge. What we'll probably see here as a result of this is Shane's probably gonna try to he'll probably try to decisive strike with this Boss Knob. The Boss Knob has how many attacks? He's got 3 attacks. They're all -1 because of the Power Claw, but you know, when your model's been charged twice, he can be a real headache for Kingmaker going into the next round. If he kills one of those models, at least, because he'll just be contesting this. Alright. Looks like Kingmaker has advanced with another Necron Warrior off of the point. And all right, he's decided against it because now he's realized that moving him up that way would, very gentlemanly of Shane. Kingmaker had already rolled his advance, but then realized what a terrible decision that would be, because he would not be able to get on that point, and he would just basically just giving up this point to Shane and gaining nothing. Yeah, good on Shane for allowing that. And the death mark has charged. Okay. I feel like this was Kingmaker's like secret plan all along, is just having because these guys are all Novokh, so they're all re-rolling wounds. So I mean, I guess he's just going all in on combat right now. Yeah. Yeah, there's no shooting going on right now, so they're just going to go into the fight phase. It won't move them, but it will make you see them easier. Press Alt to bring up cards close to your face. Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Oh, is it reroll hits for Novokh? I think it's reroll wounds. You might be right. I'm not a Necron player. Kind of embarrassing. We did do a command point deep dive. I'm looking at the Elites book right now. Novokh, you can reroll failed hit rolls in the fight phase for attacks made by a model in your kill team if it charged. Yeah. So what I was thinking of was the what do you call it? The flayed ones. They can reroll wounds. So like if you're bringing a Novokh list, you have to bring flayed ones just because the efficiencies are huge there. You're getting reroll hits, reroll wounds, strength 4, and they're super cheap. I think they're like 7 points a model or something. So yeah, I definitely would have dropped that Deathmark sniper and picked up a couple more flayed ones to kind of fill out this list. I almost feel like that Deathmark was in there as a afterthought. And you see what's happened here is like that Deathmark, it didn't even do anything in the shooting phase just because they're not that great at shooting. So let's see what what's going on here. It looks like they're figuring out the middle combat right now. Both of Shane's models in the middle, they both charged first before that Deathmark did. Let's check the CP. They may have. No, okay, so no one's decisive struck. All right, looks like the Lich Guard is attacking. Rerolling the 1. Oh, into another 1. That sucks. Oh, 2 6s on the wound roll, and that's, what is that? That's AP. Shane does not get his Snakebite saves. It's just 1 damage. Oh, was that the sniper? What? I'm gonna check in on them for a second. Hey guys, let me just. I got a question. What was the weapon that just attacked? Oh, okay. Thank you. So that was the claws from the flayed one that was going on over here. All right, so now the attack is going on over here. So Shane's having the knob with the big choppa and the little choppa into the Lich Guard. So the red die represents the Lil Choppa, and the blues are the big Choppa. All right, so that's 2 wounds. Yeah, for 10 points, they're great. So cost efficient. Yeah, Deathmark are definitely they're definitely garbage. Like even when you try to make them good, it's like there's so many other things in the Necron arsenal that you can just kit out to just be more flexible and be better. So Shane didn't see the die roll on the injury table, and Kingmaker said he dies like as a joke, and Shane just immediately takes him off the board. Didn't even look at the die roll. Roll was a one. Ooh, okay. So Shane is having his knob fight because he charged, so he's piles in onto that point. So now he's going to be owning that point. You can see from the die roll, again, a big choppa and a little choppa. Ooh, only one reroll, only one rune roll was a success here. Uh, 2 damage weapon, and that Lich Guard's out. Because it's a 2 damage weapon, it just went right through both those wounds. So now the Deathmark's gonna fight. So I'm gonna get ready to eat my words as this Deathmark just kills an orc or not. Absolutely not. Novokh reroll coming into play here and rolls into it too. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. So this knob's attacking into the flesh wounded flayed one. So 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Only 1 wound. And it was with the small choppa, so there's no AP here, so it gets that base 4-up save. Does not get it. On a 2, it takes another flesh wound. Is Shane going to CP here? Nope. Alright, so he's splitting in attacks once again. These two are going into the flesh wounded flayed one. Needs to make a 5-up save here, and he gets it with a 6. 2 big choppa hits from the boss knob. Going into that flayed one. Just completely whiffing here in the backfield. So these guys are going to get to fight back. And Shane is elected to attack reroll here. Rerolls a 1 into a 2. F's in the chat. Holy crap. Why is the Deathmark in the middle of the board? Shouldn't he be sniping? Honestly, the way this game has gone, it was able to shoot once in the shooting phase of turn 1. We're in turn 2 right now, and all of Shane's models were either it was just impossible to shoot them, or all of the other models were stuck in combat. So the Deathmark wouldn't have been able to shoot anyway, So what can you do? I've said it once. I'll say it again. Bringing the Deathmark is never a good idea as a Necron player. D3 damage, does 2 damage. Gets a 6. I don't know what model just died, but because he rolled a 6 on the injury table. Oh, they killed a Lich Guard, I think. So now the Flayed one is going to attack the demo spec. He's going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling because of Novokh. Yep, so all hit, and then he's wounding, and he's re-rolling the wound. So I think he needs 4s, and he does not need to re-roll. What are these guys? AP... AP 0. But he does need a 6-up save. Makes a 6-up Snakebite. Not Inmo, but Feel No Pain. All those hits were with the 2 flesh wound Novokh. I keep saying Novokh. Necron Flayed one. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Alright, so the Boss Knob demo spec is down to a flesh wound after all those Flayed one attacks. Yeah, Shane's just not able to kill really anything except for the Lich Guard up here. He is going to get a hold of that point because of the pile-in here. So now the Lich Guard in the middle is going to be able to fight back. Let's see. He is on the point, so he doesn't need to pile in or anything. He's using a tactic called Disruption Field to buff his Lich Guard from a Strength 7 to a Strength 8. And he is piling in. So now that he's Strength 8, he's got those 2 attacks, and they are double the toughness of the knobs here. So they'll be wounding on 2s. Shane's mic is lagging a little bit here. Kingmaker's dropping out of the Discord, and then he'll be back in a second. And then we'll get back into it. Alright, he's back. Okay, so both those attacks were into the combat spec. Rerolling the hits, and he really needed those. Wounding on 2s here. Oh boy. So he needs to make 4 6-ups because he snake bites. Nope. It's only 2 damage. Here comes the injury roll. And that Ork is out. So now that that Death Guard has charged in onto that middle point, he owns the middle objective now. So actually, he's going to get hold more, and then I think he's going to get kill more here. That was also a combat spec, so he may have taken high-profile targets. This could have been a really big turnaround for Necrons here. I don't even want to say turnaround. Okay, they both did get kill 1. Kingmaker gets hold more. Shane has scored Cut Apart as one of his secondaries. So Kingmaker did indeed score high-profile targets. He did not take Cut Apart, but he does score a point for high-profile. And then he's scoring Proximity Alert again. So, a pretty close game. Score is 7-6. So they just rolled for initiative. Shane's won the initiative here in round 3. He's having a knob declare charges on him. He's also declared on a warrior. Oh, this warrior. So he's not declaring on that warrior all the way up there because he doesn't want to fire Overwatch. That 10-inch charge is going to get him in pretty much anywhere he wants to. And then this knob here, I think he said is charging these two. Ooh, good thing he's re-rolling those charges because he's an orc. Did declare on the Necron warrior, it looks like. So I guess he doesn't need to re-roll that. Shane's moved his Gretchen onto the objective to get him that point. Both the orc knobs back here are staying in combat with those flayed ones. These guys got charged, so they won't be able to fall back out of combat. Okay. So yeah, he's peeking out that Immortal onto the point, and I think he can draw line of sight to Shane's leader here. Yep, that's exactly what he's trying to do here. What kind of weapon do these guys got? 24-inch assault. Yeah, he could have advanced him if he really wanted to. Target is obscured, but we'll see here. Shane's having the Slugga from the Commando boss knob shoot into the flayed one, hitting on a 5 miss. Hitting on a 6 because he had a flesh wound. Missed anyway. So now Kingmaker's Immortal leader with the Tesla carbine is going to shoot into the Gretchen leader. He's spending his CP for auto-targeting routines. So he's basically ignoring the obscured target penalty here. So he'll be hitting on, having 2 shots hitting on 3s. Might be a little bit of overkill here. But, I mean, he's got the 4 CP. What else is he going to spend it on in this case, you know? 24-inch assault weapon, yeah. Those are good. Okay, 1 definitely hits. And then, yeah. Strength 5 against toughness 2, so wounds on a 2. Rolls a 3, wounds. Shane's leader does not make his t-shirt save. And he will not get the Snakebite bonus. The Snakebite feel no pain because he's a grot. They don't benefit from clan cultures. And Shane's leader is dead because he is not within an inch of that obscuring terrain. So Shane's leader out of action. Kingmaker will not score high profile targets because it's a leader. Those specialisms don't count towards high profile targets in the LVO packet. So Shane's starting off with his charges now. How much CP does Shane got? He's got 3. So these attacks are going into the Lich Guard here from one of these 2 knobs. Ooh. Only 1 wound from the Big Choppa. So that Lich Guard, I think, is going to have to make a 5 up here. Looks like he gets it. Other knob is going in the same target, and they all hit. And these will be wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, 1 at AP none and 1 at AP 1. Does not make the 5-up save, so that is 2 damage from the Big Choppa, and that Lich Guard is out of action. Oh no, that's a 6. So the reanimation protocols kick in, so he's CPing that damage roll right now. Not looking for a 6. Gets a 3 and a 2, so it takes a flesh wound, but I guess it's better than nothing. They don't resolve the other attack here because the first attack that brings the model to 0 wounds remaining is the one that's resolved, and then all the other attacks are just ignored. Alright, so non-charging models are going to act now, and Shane has initiative. So he's having his knob, the non-charging knob, put all of them into the Lich Guard. Kingmaker now commenting that he needs to remember that decisive strike is a thing. Yeah. Kingmaker's looking for 2 4-ups here. He makes 1. Alright. So that Lich Guard's been taken out of action because it had the flesh wound on it, so he only needed a 3 to take it out. Alright, so Shane's boss knob looks like he goes down to 2 flesh wounds remaining. Shane is using the Gritted Teeth Orc tactic to negate flesh wound modifiers for a shooting attack. Looks like the commando's shooting again. Or no, this is he's using it for melee attacks. So you got one hit with the claw into that Necron warrior. That Necron takes flesh wounds. Down in here. So Shane used the command point to re-roll the injury roll for that flayed one into 4s and is taking it out of action. Alright, so this flayed one is attacking into one of these two knobs, it looks like. He'll be hitting on 5s, but he will be re-rolling because Novokh. Alright, so that's one hit so far, and he's going to re-roll those. Or not, I guess. Oh, Shane just made one of his 6-up Snakebites. Feel no pains. Let's try something different with the picture-in-picture here. There's a lot going on. I'll just try to blow this up a little bit. No, I didn't, sorry. So one of Shane's Orks goes down to 1 wound after an attack from the Deathmark. Boss Knob's going into the flesh wound right now, wounding on a 3. Does wound, AP -1s, so he'll need a 5 here. Does not get it. That's 2 damage. He needs a 2 to kill him, and he gets a 3. So that flayed one after 3 rounds of combat is finally taken out of action. 2 attacks remaining into the other flayed one here. Only 1 hit because of the flesh wounds he's got. And he whiffs. Does not wound. That is all of Shane's fighting, so now Kingmaker's Necrons are going to be able to fight here. Okay, so I think this is the combat that's happening. Shane's looking for a 6-up here. Does not get it. He's the 6-up Snakebite. Does not get it. Oh no, it was down here. So he just killed Shane's Commando Boss Knob Veteran. That scores him... Oh, that's huge actually, because he scored a Scored a point for high-profile targets by taking that model out of action, and because he killed a model that was on one of his close backfield objectives. The mission bonus for Mission 4 is when you kill a model that is on an objective closest to your deployment zone. So they're checking out if they got to take any morale tests here. So Kingmaker's going to have to take a break test here because he's got 4 dead models and then 1 flesh wounded model, and he's only got 9 models in his kill team. And he's fine. Oh, okay. So right now the score is Kingmaker at 11, Shane. Right now the game is tied at 11-11, I believe, is what Shane just said. Shane got kill more, hold 1. Tied 11-11 going into the last round. Yeah, so Kingmaker has gotten 6 points from the primary objectives, +1 for the bonus, and then he's scored 2 points for his secondaries. Shane's also scored 2 points for his secondaries and has gotten 7 points for the primary. Right now they're rolling off for initiative going into round 4. Sorry about that, guys. Back. Not sure what I missed, but we'll figure it out. Shane's doing some math right now. Looks like Shane's just jostling around some of his models for the movement phase. This model won't be able to charge because he had Shane had his demo spec fall back out of combat. So now this flayed one is essentially dead in the water. It would be able to fall back, but it won't be able to charge anything. So yeah, I mean, it's round 4. Does he really have to kill this model to get it to not play in effect to anything? No. He can just fall back out of combat and leave it dead in the water. Super close game. Honestly, did not expect it to be this close. With a Deathmark Necron just duking it out in the middle of the board with 2 Orc knobs for this long is pretty wild. Does it even have a flesh wound on it? That Deathmark Sniper's not even taken a flesh wound yet. Unbelievable. We'll set up this as the picture-in-picture. Oh, that's weird. We'll just put that in the corner there. So right now, Kingmaker's figuring out what best he can do to control. I think he's trying to get hold more here. Oh my goodness. So Kingmaker is thinking of using Mind Shackle Scarabs, and as you see, he does have that 5 CP. So he's thinking of Mind Shackling one of the Orcs and getting him to throw a stick bomb at the other Orc and kill him. That Deathmark is falling back out of combat, so he'll be on the point. Shane won't be able to do anything about it, because Shane's movement phase is over. Unless the Orcs have some kind of sneaky tactic that I don't know about. And then he's looking to advance the Immortal there in the bottom right of your screen to get onto that point. He's just trying to get hold more at this point. He's definitely not going to be getting this middle objective because both those Orcs are on it. So that's 1 point Shane's going to control. This will be contested, and then he owns this. So he's not even trying to get hold more, he's just trying to get hold 1 and keep Shane from getting it. Yeah, this game is going to be decided on what he decides to do with his Immortal here. I think he might be thinking of trying to just shoot Shane's knobs off the board over here, but as you can see, one has 1 wound remaining and the other has 2 wounds remaining, so I'm not sure if he just has the firepower to be able to do that with only a Necron Gauss Flare and the Immortal's Tesla Carbine. Very high risk there. If I was him, I mean, I already have the assault weapon, so I would 100% be advancing the Immortal onto this bottom left objective here. Oh, now he's looking at a tactic where he's using a Necron tactic where it's called like unyielding advance or something like that. It's like the heavy spec sort of thing where if you move, I know Deathwatch get it. It's when if you move in the movement phase, your model doesn't count as having moved in the shooting phase. So he spent a CP for the tactic. Ooh. Okay, so he got an 11 for the... Got an 11 for the advance, or something happened there. Yeah, you got a 10, I think, for the advance roll. So now he owns this objective, and Shane won't be able to do anything about this. So right now, this is contested. Shane holds 1, and he holds 2. This could be game right here, that advance roll. Oh, he's going for it. He spent the 2 CP for Mind Shackle Scarabs. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. So Kingmaker is going to roll 2d6 here, and if the result is higher than the leadership of the orc he's trying to Mind Shackle Scarab, he gets control of it. He rolls an 8. That's definitely higher than the leadership of the orc. So that orc is throwing a stick bomb into his buddy. Only gets 1 shot, hitting on a 5. Does not hit. So that could have been potentially huge, because then it would go... Actually, it wouldn't. Yeah, that kind of didn't really amount to anything. Yeah, so nothing came of that. Could have gotten to kill a model, but... So now this snob is throwing a stick bomb into that death mark. I feel like this is kind of just superlative at this point. They're just trying to get kill 1 and kill more. Yeah, because if Shane had killed 1, then he would get kill more. Potentially could have gotten kill more. So now his Tesla Carbine shooting into that knob. So 2 shots. This will be hitting on 4s. That's 1 hit. 1 hit wounding on a 4. Does wound. Shane is not happy about that. Makes his 4-up save. Alright. Last bit of shooting here. Necron Warrior shooting into the... Is Necron Warrior advanced? I guess at some point he had this model advance. So that model just can't shoot. There's no combat. No one gets a kill. Kingmaker holds more. Shane does hold 1, the middle objective. Shane got recon sweep for being in the enemy deployment zone. And then Kingmaker does not get proximity alert. He did not score his 3rd secondary. Right. They're tallying up the final score right now. So right now it looks like they're tied at 13-13. Tiebreaker is max secondaries, and neither of them max their secondaries. So I think the next tiebreaker is. All right, so now Kingmaker is going to have to. He's going to have to break test because he had to break test last time. And if he does fail this break test, then he's going to lose that. He's going to lose the hold one, hold more. Does not break. It's literally impossible for his models to fail because none of them have flesh wounds. Yeah, game's tied right now. Next tiebreaker after completed secondaries is holding the most points on the board, and he got that. So they're just going through. Everyone here is in disbelief that this has happened. Uh, they're still counting up their secondaries, making sure that they are in fact tied. Yeah, you only scored the bonus once. Wow. Just listening into what they're saying, it looks like Kingmaker has in fact won this, getting the controlled objectives tiebreaker. Shane is regretting not splitting the shots between those two flayed ones earlier on in the game. Shane only scored Vicious Assault twice. Shane only scored Cut Apart twice, which is crazy. How the hell else did he kill these other two models? How often do you get Cut Apart? Score one victory point if one or more models from your kill team made an attack that took an enemy model out of action in that phase. So yeah, I guess there were only two phases where Shane actually took models out of action in close combat. Wow, that was so that was a game. That was a close. That was so close. Holy crap. Oh yeah. Yeah, how did you feel about taking the death mark in this roster? Yeah, Kingmaker says it was a dumb choice, and he just took him in because he wanted a cool looking sniper spec. Yeah, Yeah, the original roster had two or three more flayed ones and no immortals. And he thinks he only had one Lich Guard in the original roster. Or one Lich Guard, two Comms Immortals, and then one Comms, one Leader. Shane got three or four reanimation protocols on injury rolls over the course of this game. Oof. Oh no, they're the worst. Yeah. Uh Shane, how did you I mean those injury rolls were tough, but yeah. Yeah. Literally as you dropped the demo spec in, I was talking about how good a counterplay that was, and then you said the words, I'm declaring this flayed one as my primary target, and then you just rolled all the hits, and then you just immediately rolled all the wounds, and I was like, oh no, what has he done? Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this game. We're gonna be uploading this onto our YouTube later for later views. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We're gonna cut the stream here.